you with dignity and respect.
A funeral service for 87-year-old Raymond Bud Fears of Muscatine will be 12 p.m. today at the Ralph J. Whittick Riley Fears Funeral Home. Visitation will be from 10 until 11:30 a.m. today at the Ralph J. Whittick Riley Fears Funeral Home. A funeral service for 79-year-old Gene Orr of Muscatine will be 10 a.m. on Saturday at the Zion Lutheran Church. Visitation will be from 4 until 7 p.m. on Friday at the Ralph J. Whittick Riley Fears Funeral Home. Funeral services for 79-year-old Jolene Springman of Muscatine are 11 a.m. on Saturday at the New Era Lutheran Church in Muscatine. Visitation for Jolene will be Saturday, May 5th from 10 to 11 a.m. at the New Era Lutheran Church in Muscatine. Funeral services for 86-year-old Pastor Roger Hubbard of Wapello are 1 p.m. on Saturday at the Caspier Community Church in Caspier, Illinois. Visitation for Pastor Roger Hubbard will be Saturday, May 5th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Caspier Community Church in Caspier. A funeral service for 67-year-old Shiloh Lindo of Muscatine is 4 p.m. on Sunday, May 6th at the Ralph J. Whittick Riley Fears Funeral Home. That's all for the funeral announcements at this time.
Welcome to Moving Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
AM 860 FM 95.1 KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us here this Moving Forward. We're really excited to be joining you here on this, what is it, Thursday? It's Thursday this morning?
It's Friday Eve.
It's Friday. You threw me off for a second. Friday. Oh, no. It's Friday Eve. You're right. Well, with us here in the studio this morning, Holly Thomas-Koehler from Unity Point and the EMS. So we're really, I'm sorry, we're not from EMS, but from Unity Point. We're excited to be speaking with you here this morning.
Good morning.
We're going to be talking about the Health and Safety Day going on here in Muscatine County. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Well, I'll let you take it away. We want to know, what I'd really like to know is what exactly is Health and Safety Day?
Well, Health and Safety Day is, let me back up a little history. So EMS has an established event, a Health and Safety Day that they have done for several years out at Farm and Fleet. It's a great event. And this year, the hospital, we were looking for partnerships to see how we can improve our health fare. So it just made sense for us to collaborate with the EMS folks and join together for the May 12th event. So in addition to the EMS offerings with all their service vehicles and outreach that they do, the hospital will be there as well with the clinics to provide some outreach, health and wellness information, demonstrations, and hopefully everybody can find something of value.
Excellent. And now demonstrations like?
Well, there will be there'll be a bike rodeo. So they'll be teaching, the Mellon City Bike Club will be partnering with us to do bike safety.
Okay.
So teaching kids how to safely ride their bikes, and then the kids will also receive a free bike helmet as well.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
This is part of that bike safety thing that's going on as well. Okay,
Right,
I see.
right.
I see. And that's a good thing to be able to get kids that may not have a helmet because kids are always out riding their bikes, but it can be bad if you take a crash and you don't have a helmet on. That can end really poorly. So that's awesome that they're going to be giving out a couple, or more than a couple, I'm sure.
Quite
a few bicycle
yes.
helmets, if I understand correctly.
Well, we've partnered with them before, and not only the Mellon City Bike Club, but I also would be remiss to leave out the Iowa Bicycle Coalition. So they're partnering to provide the bike helmets and then do a bike rodeo, which is the obstacle course, and then kids are encouraged to bring out their bikes or tricycles so they can do the course and then get fitted for a bike helmet.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
You say tricycle, I thought, man, it's been such a long time since I rode a bike. I might need a tricycle myself. They say you never forget, but man, it's been a long time. Who knows? But that sounds like a lot of fun. Now, so that's the bike rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
What else is going on?
Well, public health will be there in force, highlighting all the different programs that they have, and honestly,
and they've got a lot.
They do, and if I tried to start naming them all, I will miss one.
We had them in not too long ago, and she was like, "Man, it's hard to mention every single service that they offer because there is so many."
There is a lot. So they will be out there, as well as the Firehouse, which is an offering that EMS has, and it's to learn about fire and burn prevention tips through a simulation. So it teaches kids how to, in case of a fire, what to do so they don't panic. In addition, we're also going to be doing the teddy bear clinic, which is we're encouraging kids to bring their teddy bears or stuffed animals and bring them out, and they can go through different stations and have their teddy bear checked up. And the point of this is to encourage kids to ask questions and feel comfortable with their healthcare provider.
Because, it can be scary for a little kid to come in and see. So it's like they bring in their teddy bear. They get to see their teddy bear go through the checkup that the kids might be going through, for whatever, physical stuff, physicals that come up in the future or anything like that. So they get to see what it looks like in kind of a more childish manner with the teddy bear. So they get to see, it'll make them more comfortable when they have to actually come in and see a doctor for anything so that they're not scared. Because it seems like once a kid sees a process, they understand, they're like, oh, well, that's not scary, then they don't really have a whole lot of fear in the future about it either.
Well, coming to the hospital or clinic can be intimidating in of itself. It's a strange atmosphere and environment, which can put people not at ease. So the point again is to do the outreach for the kids so they become familiar or comfortable, and it gives families an opportunity to talk to providers as well and have that more personal connection.
Gotcha. Because once you find a doctor for your child and that that you're comfortable with, you're always going to go back. I mean, I had the same doctor for so many years when I was younger, and then that was always my go-to whenever something, or when I was much younger, I suppose, because he was is a pediatrician, is that right, for
kids,
for youth, yeah. So for as long as I could go to him, I went to him, and it was always a pleasure getting to see my doctor. So.
Right. So yes, again, kids, please bring your teddy bear or stuffed animal and bike so you can participate in these activities. But even if they don't, there's other things that they can do, like the firehouse. Let me see. The Canine Activity Center of Muscatine will be there, so kids can learn about pet safety.
Oh, okay.
Right. So there'll be some animals out there with their handlers, and that's always fun for the kids, so they can go and pet the dogs and learn about pet safety.
What encompasses under pet safety? Is that like knowing when to approach somebody else's animal, or is that like
all of that?
Okay, I see. Yeah. So knowing like you should always ask permission if you're going to come up and pet somebody's dog.
Exactly.
I see. Okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Well, that's really cool, and so it's kind of a lot of this is geared towards kids.
It is, but we do have offerings for the full spectrum. So we are offering a medication drop-off, and this is something that we've done in the past with past health fairs. So folks are encouraged to drop off their unused or expired medications for safe disposal.
Oh, okay.
What we do not want is folks to flush their medications down the toilet or put them in the garbage, because it's not good. And plus, we don't want expired or unused medication sitting in cabinets either. So bring your unused or expired medications. It can be over the counter or prescribed, and you can drop them off, no questions asked.
Gotcha. Excellent.
And we're partnering with the police department for that.
Great. So no questions asked. You bring it in, you drop it off. Does there any sorting happen to it, or is it just simple?
The police department bags it up, and then they take it to their facility and dispose of it in a safe manner.
Perfect. That's great. That's a great service to be able to offer, because I'm sure a lot of folks, you've got pill bottles from days past just sitting up there that collecting dust that are they could, we don't want them to be flushed, and you don't want them to just be pitched out. So there's a better way to dispose of those, so bring them into this, and this is
right. Well, this has been a great offering to the community when we've had these health fairs and offered the medication drop-offs before. I mean, we have had folks bring in bags, sacks. Wow. When someone passes, oftentimes there's a lot of medications left over, and again, we don't want them sitting around to get in the wrong hands, and we don't want them disposed of in the garbage or flushed down the toilet.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Well, that's really cool. So what else? So what else is kind of encompassed in Health and Safety Day? Is it? It's a lot of it's geared towards kids. There's also the medication pickup. What is the key purpose?
Well, the key purpose is to highlight the different offerings that not only the hospital but the role the EMS plays in our community. It's the full spectrum. unfortunately, if you have an accident at home and an ambulance needs to be called, your healthcare services begin there.
Right there. Mm-hmm.
Right there. And so a lot of times when we talk about healthcare in general, we don't really think about that EMS component, and they are a critical part of the health delivery in our communities. So we want people to realize that we're out here to serve the community.
You're not just a big scary hospital down over
No,
on Mulberry.
no. We're looking to exactly. We understand coming to the hospital or riding in an ambulance. It can be scary, you know. Accidents happen, life happens, and we want the community to know that we have great staff here to take care of them, not just on the hospital side, but on the EMS side too.
Gotcha. And it's always been, everyone I've ever spoke to from Unity Point has always been pleasant. It's always been great information that they've shared with us. It's been, I'm just in awe on a lot of the services that are offered, like you mentioned with public health. It's crazy how many services are offered and how many different ways people can find treatment or find the right fit for them to get help or whatever that Unity Point can offer. So it's incredible.
So again, yes, that is another hope that we connect people with services that they didn't realize that were in town.
Make that personal connection with them. Make them understand that you are the people to come to. You can provide what they need.
Right.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, that's really cool. So Health and Safety Day is May 12th.
It's Saturday, May 12th from 10 to 2 at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, which is located at 3300 North Highway 61. This is a free event, so no cost. We are doing a food drive, however. So if folks are inclined to bring a non-perishable food item or a toiletry item, that would be great. The drive will benefit several food pantries in our community.
And this whole thing is encompassed within Muscatine County, correct? This
Correct.
is all part of Muscatine County's services.
Correct.
Excellent. Now, Health and Safety Day, this is throughout the entire. Is this throughout the state, throughout the country, going on today?
On this day, well, it just so happens that EMS week.
Oh,
during
EMS
that
week. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned that beforehand. I couldn't remember the direct connection, but EMS week is going on as well.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure we say thanks to the EMS services as well, because that is coming through the fire department. I've spoken to them on several
Absolutely.
occasions. They're incredible guys. They work really, really hard to be.
They're
the best
incredible,
that they can be.
incredible folks doing a really tough job, you know, in tough situations, and we just, again, want to give a big shout out to them. I do want to mention, too, there's a possibility that Medforce will come, the helicopter.
The helicopter.
Now, if they're needed somewhere else, obviously that takes precedence. But there is a strong possibility that Medforce will be
that's
landing.
exciting.
Yes, that will be a big draw.
Make sure the kids get out there and get the chance to see the helicopter.
Absolutely.
That's always a treat.
Absolutely.
That is always a treat. Well, thank you so much, Holly. This has been a real pleasure speaking with you.
Well, thanks for letting me come on, and we hope to see the community out on Saturday, May 12th for Health and Safety Day.
Absolutely. Make it over to Health and Safety Day. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, a great chance to get to know your healthcare provider here in Muscatine County. So thanks so much, Holly.
Thanks so much.
It's been a real pleasure here on The Voice of Muscatines. Moving forward, once again, experience the best value in entertainment and connectivity with MockLink Internet and TV from MP&W. New subscribers save big on TV or internet, even more when you take both. Learn more at mpw.org. This is Moving Forward on AM 860 and FM 95.1, KWPC and thevoiceofmuscatine.com. Thanks for joining us.
This has been Moving Forward on KWPC, AM 860, FM 95.1, the voice of Muscatine. Moving Forward is brought to you by MPW Digital TV and MockLink Internet, a designated Blue Zones worksite. Browse to mpw.org. And remember, Moving Forward, local guests making good things happen in the community. Weekdays at 8:15.